Yeah, you're probably right. Subtitles would be easier, but who's got time for that? I know it's a pain in the ass, but there's nothing here to put the drinks on.
So I've got an event coming up at work and it's a quiz night, and the theme is a traditional pub quiz. So I've been tasked with building a bar that we can use as a prop on the night. Now the budget is non-existent, but luckily I've got a load of wood left over from the window display that we did at Christmas. And that means that apart from the finish, the only thing that I needed to buy was actually this sheet of plywood. And as you can see by the ratty edges, and actually you'll see something else later on, this was in the bargain bin and it was only $10. Now the one problem that we have with the wood left over from the window display is that it was all painted black because I was trying to use blackout curtains. Now the best thing that I found to use to strip off paint like this is these plasters. These are a Elastoplast brand, but I'm sure there are other brands available. I just find these are the stickiest. Just work your way along to the end and you'll have a nice clean edge to joint together. Now in order to join the bar top together I'm using biscuits. I tried using dominoes but the cheese kept sliding off. Using hand tools like this is really satisfying. I'm surprised this woodworking thing hasn't taken off. So I've got this one long piece of bar top, but I need to cut it in two because I want like an L-shaped bar. This pine is really soft and easy to work with, but you just give it a quick score and it makes it easier to snap. So we're going to start building the frame for the bar. This needs to be modular because I need to take it down and rebuild it in different places. And I'm just using the sheet of plywood here to make sure that it's square. I've got the welder set to a relatively low amperage, you know, because it's wood, and I find 60-13 works best on pine. And there you can see the other reason why this sheet of plywood was only 10 quid, because there's a massive tyre track running right through the middle of it. Other than the shack itself, this is the biggest thing I've built yet, so it was quite hard to manoeuvre to actually make it fit. You can see here there's still a bit of wobble in the frame, but as soon as I actually attached the top to it and put the trim around the edges, it really sort of made it solidify. Now I've never made trim or moulding or mitres of any description, so it was quite hard for me to try and get my head around it, so I just kept doing like test pieces on little bits just to see if it worked. Just checking it with the square, and it's oddly satisfying when it actually works. So I want to use a router to put a decorative edge on this trim. Note to self, don't keep bits in a tin. Now I've got this wireless router, which is dead handy because not only does it not have any cables, it also doesn't produce any dust. So the rattle bit left a really nice clean profile, but the edges of the pine itself was a little bit ropey, so I just cleaned it up with a hand plane. You can see how much more rigid it is now that everything's locked together. So one of the features I wanted for the bar was to have this pillar at the back, and that way I could attach things like bar optics. So I'm just cutting a hole in the top for the pillar to slide into. So now that it's all together, let's take it all apart again. I just want to make sure that it's able to be assembled quite easily. So it actually comes apart into 5 pieces, and each piece is really easy to handle. And I've left all the brackets attached to the pieces, so it's just a case of a few screws and it locks back together again. Look at that. Who says woodworking's a dead art? This was the hardest part of putting it all together because the pillar is too tall for me to put in after the bar top's in. Now to finish the bar, I'm going for a water-based stain, just because it's easier to clean up and better for the environment. Gravy.
So there we go, all done. As far as the prop goes for the event, I'm happy with how it's turned out. It'll last the night. Hopefully I'll get it back afterwards and I can put it back here in my house. I'll probably need to update the top to something that's actually hardwood, because I think this pine, as soon as it gets dinged, it's going to dent really badly. I want to fit some things like a bar optic up here for some spirits. Eventually, hopefully, get a beer tap. That'd be really cool. Install a fridge underneath and get some shelving in and stuff, and maybe like a little surface here for some prep. And turn it into a real working bar when I get it back home. But for now, it's where it needs to be, and I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. See? Miles better. No, he doesn't actually think he's a pirate. It's just a bit of fun. Be nice, will ya? Nice and cool. You know what I mean?